comes to Memphis basketball, the grit and grind era to be specific, Zach Randolph is one of the pillars of the movement. It was Zebo's blend of IQ, fundamentals, aggression, and toughness that tied him to the Grizzlies franchise. What we know of him as a player started in Marion, Indiana, was molded at Michigan State, and blossomed in his 17 NBA seasons. As we find out in his time with Zebo, Penny gets down to the mentality and purpose with which he played. From the adjustments he made to make it as a player, to his commitment to himself and his team, Zebo explains who he credits and how he built his legacy as a pro. And beyond his playing career, how Zebo, the girl dad, is now watching his twin on the court, his daughter Mackenly, get her start at Louisville. It's the 2 Cents Podcast. We're back. Plenty of great guests, great episodes, and more in store. Remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcast for every episode as soon as they drop.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to my 2 Cents Podcast. This is a special show for me. Got my man Zebo, Zach Randolph, in the building. Zebo, man, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you.
Oh, man. What's up, Coach, man? I appreciate it, man. You already know. When they said get on with Coach, I said when and where.
No, I appreciate it. You know, you're a legend everywhere, but definitely in Memphis, man. We love what you did, not only for the Grizzlies, and I'm going to go forward to go backwards, but not only what you did for the Grizzlies, man, what you did for the league. You know, just your path on everything that you did, brother, man. I appreciate everything about you. Always was a huge fan. You took care of business, man, and the city is always indebted to you, for sure.
It was a blessing, man, just hooking up with the Grizzlies, you know what I mean? You know, starting my career out in Portland and, you know, the things that I went through and just ended up in Memphis, and then how that became, you know, the best part of my career, being there and the things we've done. Man, I love that city.
I ain't gonna lie, man. We do need a Zebo statue out front. I ain't lying. I'm rallying for that. We do. We need that because it's about the love and what you did for the community, what you did for everything in the city, bro. Because, you know, I'm from here, born and raised, and I've been fighting my butt off for years trying to make sure I get back to this community. And for you to come here, I don't know if any other athlete outside of you, maybe TA, over the years in other cities that they're not from that did so much for that city, not only on the court but off the court. So just give me the love from the city, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna go backwards, man. Marion, Indiana. Tell us about Marion, Indiana.
Man, Marion, Indiana, man. 765, man. That's where I'm from, man. Just coming up, you know, small town, about an hour north of Indianapolis. Small town, but you know, got a lot of basketball history. You know, coming out of there, you know, with the coming up in Marion, you know, first of all, Indiana is the hotbed of basketball. You know,
Yeah.
You know, I grew up. You know, it was courts everywhere. You know, in the alleys and cornfields. You know, and so we grew up playing ball, but just coming from that basketball history. You know, guys, Jay Edwards played there, Lyndon Jones, guys that you remember. You know, and
Yep.
James Blackman. So there's a lot of history there. You know, I think our high school, we're second with the most state championships, I believe, or we might be number one behind Muncie Central. But yeah, a lot of history coming out the small town, man, of Marion.
Yeah. So you're in Marion. How in the world do you get through all those colleges to get to Michigan State?
Man, you know what, P? It was so crazy. Coach Izzo recruited me so hard. And I'm such a loyalty guy. I believe in loyalty and I believe in honor. And I look up every time I'm in the stands, no matter where I would be at, I would see Coach Izzo. I would see Coach Tom Crean. I would see Coach Brian Gregory. These guys was at the gym. Coach Izzo, everywhere I went. And they recruited me the hardest. So, you know, I was like, you know what? I mean, they mess with me the most. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Coach Izzo. I'm going to go here and develop and, you know, chase my dream and get to the NBA.
How was that experience at Michigan State when you finally got there?
Man, that experience at Michigan State was an eye-opener, man. Getting, you know, coming Coach Izzo, like I was telling my daughter, she's a freshman at Louisville.
Yeah,
She's a
Mackenly.
freshman. Yeah, Mackenly. She's playing basketball there, freshman. So I was telling her, you know, when I got to college, you know, working out is different. You know, the conditioning tests, you know, high school, it's hard, but different level when you get to college. And for me, it was that, like, the work that you had to put in, the hard work, you know, how you're playing against sophomores and juniors and seniors. These guys is older and they're stronger. So just having to adapt to the college level, and just the different type of work, and that's what happened with me in Michigan State. I had to find out what the work was.
What was your aha moment to be like, I got it now. I know I'm ready.
Man, yeah, I went to Michigan State I went there for 1 year. I left my
1 year.
freshman year. Yep, and I came in, man. I had a great. I learned so much from Coach Izzo. You know what I mean? And I matured so much in that short period of time that I did stay in Michigan State and learn so much just because of how Coach. He's a great mentor and a great teacher, and it's still installed. The things that I learned from him still installed to me to this day, P.
Yeah, he's a disciplinarian, but he's a guy that cares from what I've known. And I have a lot of respect for Coach Izzo. Shout out to Coach Izzo. Um, then you go 19th, 19th pick in the NBA draft. How was that for you?
Man, it was a blessing, getting drafted into the NBA because that was been my dream. You know what I mean? Coming up as a kid, watching, guys like you do it. Chris Webber,
Mm-hmm.
Duncan Dutchman, the guys, Indiana, Reggie Miller. Just always coming up, being a youngster in the neighborhood, always wanted to live that dream and play in the NBA.
Yeah, and then you got into the NBA, and everybody noticed right away your signature style, which we say the Zebo style, triple threat. It wasn't about a lot of athleticism. It was about skill. It's about fundamentals. It's about knowing how to use your body. But did you always play like that, or did you learn that as you got older?
No, I did. I always play like that. That's the way I had learned how to play. Back then, we wouldn't picking and popping to the three. We was picking and we was rolling to the post. Coach telling you get your butt down in the post. So, I had played that way coming up, and that's the way I learned how to play, and inside out, and it was a dominant, and I love playing. I love playing physical basketball, and I love what I had learned how to play.
Did you get the mid post game triple threat where you got into the jab jab and then pull as you got into the league, or did you always have that as well?
Developing that. When I got to Portland, working with Rasheed Wallace and working with them guys, coming into the league my rookie year, and watching how them guys play, even with Scottie Pippen, he played in the post a lot, and he had a face-up game, playing when he played towards the end of his career with the Portland Trail Blazers. So just learning from that, and just being out there picking my spots because I know they put 7 footers on me, so I always try to take advantage of shoot the face-up shot on them because I know that I had a disadvantage on a guy my size.
Yeah, and
I had the advantage on a guy my size, and the opposing team they knew that, so that's why they would put their 5 on me every game.
yeah, they tried to put length on you, but you were so smart and your IQ was so high, you understood how to adjust. Talk about adjusting from game to game, whether you were playing Tim Duncan or whether you were playing against Rasheed in practice or whatever, like just different guys with different length.
Yeah, that's how they play me, and they would put just like my time in Memphis, they would put the power forward on Mark and put the center on me. Like you said, they would put the length on me, like
Hmm.
Tim Duncan, Coach Pop, one of the best to ever do it. He would put their forward on me, and he would bring the baseline guy. So he would push me to my right with the big
Yep.
guy, and then he would bring the power forward from the baseline.
Yeah.
And, and that was I had to play the right way, P, and that's not force it, get to the double team, get off of it, and move the ball around the perimeter and get the best shot. So just learning how to play, but yeah, that face up helped me out a lot, man, during my career. And I edge guys like that. I talked to, Jaron and other big guys that I talked to, Laughlin and other young guys about using a mid range game.
Yeah, I hear you talk about what you've learned from veterans because I learned a lot from veterans. Talk about the importance of not coming in thinking that you know everything. Like you said, I learned something from Rasheed, I learned something from Scotty, learning from those guys and building that and putting that into your game.
Like a sponge, man. Like you said, just learning. And them guys will tell you, you ask each every one of my vets. I came in my rookie year, and not only just my rookie year, the time that I was there, I always learned. Always was like a sponge. I want to listen because I know I could get better. And coming in with these older guys, when I was coming in, these great Hall of Fame players, Scottie Pippen and Vita Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, guys like
Yeah.
that, Damon Stoudemire. I learned so much, and they could tell that I wanted to learn. That's why they kept giving me game, kept talking to me because I wasn't one of them young fellas coming in with my head in the sky like, oh, I know everything. Y'all can't tell me nothing. It wasn't like that. I was respectful, and I'm like a little kid in the candy store. My eyes open, like, yeah, like wow, like I'm just getting game. So that's how it's supposed to be, and that's how it was for me.
Did you ever have a chance to play with Steve Smith?
I didn't get to play with Smitty.
You didn't get the chance to play with Smitty. That's my dog right there. That was like my favorite player in college, man. That was my dog right there. Shout out to Smitty.
Spartan dog, man.
Yeah, no, I love Smitty, man.
The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NBA. And on the 2 Cents podcast, we have a special segment for you, Dollars and Cents, where we pick our 3 favorite games of the week throughout the NBA season. For week 1, we're kicking things off with the defending champs, Boston, giving 5.5 in their first game against New York. Number 2, big things, big bounce back season for big Memphis, giving 3.5 in their kickoff game against Utah. And our third one, sleeper team of the year on the rise, Orlando, getting 2.5 in their first game versus Miami. That's our 3 picks. That's Dollars and Cents. Remember, every point counts with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code PENNY. That's code PENNY for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
Now let's go to the grit and grind era, man. Let's talk about that era because, man, I was at home. Bro, you talking about chills in my body every time like it got to the playoffs and watching y'all play, wishing I could play with that team that y'all were on, and I'm just at every game just cheering y'all on and just watching that. That was crazy. Talk about that grit and grind era, man.
Man, that era, man, was the best era of my career. Just
crazy.
Like you said, just being in the gym and, you know, PU was there. Just everybody in the stands was like locked in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we believed, like everybody believed. You felt the connection. There wasn't no disconnection. Everybody was on one accord. And even the players, the staff, the workers, you know, everybody in the FedEx Forum, man. And we couldn't have did it without our fans, man, without you being in them, you know, being on the court cheering us on. You know, the guys. So, man, that era, man, is like I tell people, man, this is one of the best eras of my career in basketball.
But the thing about that was the reason why we fell in love with y'all because how hard y'all played, how in harmony and in sync everybody was. From Mike Conley to you to Mark, to, you know, the other guys that were out there, TA, it just whoever came off the bench, the chemistry, man, was just so good. With the grit and grind that was going on with you guys, in this era, is that a lost art to have that grit and grind?
Well, I think the grit and grind depends on the personnel also because, you know, you had guys like myself, guys like Tony Allen, guys like Mike, Mark, them guys is dogs, them guys ain't backing down. And I think with the new team, with the new Grizzlies, we got grit and grind. Them guys adapted it. Them guys play, you know, hard. They diving on the floor and they playing for each other. And that's what that grit and grind really means, man. Are you willing to sacrifice for your brother? Are you willing to jump out head screen? Are you willing to fight for your brother? Are you willing to, you know, go to the end for your brother? And that's what we did. Me, Tony, Mark, TA, we had each other back, and everybody followed suit. And not just one, it was all of us. We all followed suit.
You know what's so crazy to me is that hustling, playing hard, and having that grit and grind is a skill now because everybody don't want to do it. It's only one person on every team that's doing that. What do you think about that?
That person stands out. That person that goes in there and fighting. You know me, they'll tell you, P, man, I wouldn't stop moving. You know, I'm trying to get offensive rebound. You don't have that today. And, you know, in today's game, you know, very offensive rep. I got 8-10 points a game off of 4 putbacks. That's easy. That's having a good IQ where the ball come off. You shoot from that side, okay, the ball will come on. I'm positioning myself to get this rebound to have an offensive rebound and get it easy too.
What do you say to a team full of guys that want to make the league, but everybody wants to be the scorer?
What I say to that, you gotta be able to do different things. You gotta be able to do more than score. The basketball in today's game, if that's all you can do, you probably won't go that far. You gotta be able to shoot the ball. You gotta be able to defend. Not only your position, but you gotta be able to defend. It's hybrid players now, so you gotta be able to defend 3, 4, 5. Some guys, especially the big man, in today's game, and you got to be able to rebound the ball. And if you do the things, you get the things that offensive rebounds. You are average 10 rebounds. You stand out in them type. You stand out as a player because, like you said, that's a lost art in today's game. For me personally, that's not what I think.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think that you have to try to do what other people aren't wanting to do. Everybody wants to score. What else are you willing to do that other people aren't, because they need you as well? As that piece came together, Tony, people don't understand, he scored in college, he scored in high school. When he got to the league, he always was tough and could defend, but he became that defender in first team all defense. He put himself in position so that he can last as long as he wanted to, instead of trying to do something that he couldn't do.
And you're correct. Like you said, Tony made a lot of money in his career just for the simple fact he was known as defender. He was one of them guys that know he could come in, he's going to defend, he's going to be a leader, and also he has championship experience. He's a champion, and and he had a great NBA career.
Right.
From being a defender and being a champion, doing the things that a lot of other players wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, so I'm moving on to the next thing, which is near and dear to my heart. Your twin, girldad, Mackenly, that's your twin, bro. How is she like you, and how is she different from you?
Man, how she like me, man. She's a fierce competitor. First of all, she's she's tough, man. She's resilient. She work hard. You knock her down, she's gonna get back. She's gonna keep fighting. And how she's different from me, P, her whole skill set, man. Mackenly can dribble the ball, she can shoot the ball, and she can defend multiple positions. And like I told her, you got to be able to, if you want to play, you got to be able to shoot the ball and you got to be able to defend. And she's a freshman at the University of Louisville.
Yep.
And I'm proud of her. She keep working, man. She's having a great time. And we play the University of Memphis. We play you guys there. I think December the 21st or something, but we're coming to Memphis.
It's safe to say you're gonna be in that game. Yeah. So what was her path on basketball? Did she take to it right away, or did you just let her just kind of feel her way through?
I let her feel her way through. We always signed her up for basketball. She always wanted to play. She started out as a gymnast, but she grew so fast that was like over with. But no, she loved soccer. Mackenly loved soccer coming up. She loved being a gymnast. But we had her doing everything. Her mother played 3 or 4 different sports in high school, with the state and all of them. And so she just played, man. She took a love to it. She was around it with me being playing basketball, and she was around games. So she just took a love to it, and man, she put so much work in. She's the first one to leave, first one to get there, the last one to leave. So man, I'm proud of her.
Yeah, that's good. I'm proud of her too, man. What would be her impact as a dad? I know you don't put any pressure on her. What are you asking her or saying to her about how do you impact the game on the next level? Because like you said, as a freshman, I'm sure you've talked to her about when I was a freshman, this happened, look for these things. What are you telling her how to impact the game on that next level so to make sure that you're, consistent?
Man, like you said, being consistent, because like I said, I tell her from my experience, what I did my freshman year, how it went for me. And, everybody's different, but I'm telling her the things that will help me to be able to constantly play, to get off the bench and the minutes I played, because I always was there where I worked hard. I put my time in. I did the extra things. I got extra workouts with the strength coach. We were supposed to have 10 workouts. I got 12, 13 workouts. I was following what the seniors was doing, putting the extra work in and, just putting that time in and believing. And that's what she's doing. She's putting her time in. She's believing. And she's handling her business off the court. off the court as well in the classroom. So, man, I give her, it's kudos to Mackenly, man. I just tell her keep up the good work.
Yeah, shout out to Mackenly. Hope she'll see this this podcast for sure. Last thing, the importance of growth mindset and maturity, like from when you first came into the league to now being out of the league. What does the league do for you from that point of view? Growth mindset and maturity.
Man, look at it's a business, being a business. Coming in where I come from, the environment, to seeing different environments and understanding what it really means to be successful and the things that you need to do. And that's when you're in this situation, take care of your business, keep your name out of any kind of trouble, don't get any kind of trouble, keep your name and work hard and find good people that can be a mentor to you. If you coming in, get somebody that's older, that's, doing it the right way and ask them, can you be my mentor? And, that's the kind of things I did. I had guys like Damon Stoudemire, guys like, Scottie Pippen, who I could talk to, and, guys my mentor and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about before we finish is to understand that you do need help, that you have to grow yearly to stay in the league, that you have to have a mindset of work, to get on that court and stay on that court, not just get on the court, but stay on the court. And all those things channel over into life and our businesses and what we do every single day when we're trying to make money for our families and support our families. It's the same thing we learn in basketball. To me, it translates to real life. The hard work, being the first one to work, being the last one to leave, all of that type of stuff goes into that. So the young people that are seeing this podcast, Zebo and I have spoken wise words to you guys about the work, getting someone older to mentor you. Don't be afraid to ask questions, man, and keep your nose to the ground, grinding. Zebo, man, I appreciate you. We wish you success. We wish Mackenly success. I'll be looking at a lot of Louisville's games, and I will definitely be at that game as well if we don't have a game. And thank you so much for being on, man. I really appreciate you.
Man, no problem. Appreciate you, P.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All love, baby. Hey, you're looking at a legend and a half legend.
Yeah, appreciate that.
A legend and a half legend. But no, thank you for so much for being on, bro.
I'm trying to get to the half legend. You a legend, brother.
No, but again, my 2 Cents podcast has been another success. We're out. Peace.